Hi there, my name is Michael Locken. I'm a principal software engineer here at Liberty IT, and I'm also vice chair of our LGBTQ plus group, Pride at LIT.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brenda Campbell, and I'm an account director for the Global Risk Solutions area in Liberty IT. I'm also exec sponsor for our LGBTQ plus group, Pride at LIT.
Thanks, Brenda. At Liberty IT, we're committed to creating a workplace culture that is inclusive of everyone, and we feel it's important to create an environment where people can bring their full, complete selves to work.
Yes, we have a number of employee resource groups in place here at LIT to help achieve this, including Pride at LIT, Women in Tech, and our newly launched Diversity, Equality and Inclusion Council. So today, Michael and I are just going to chat about some of the great work being done within these groups. DEI is core within Liberty IT's culture. We know diversity strengthens our company, it leads to innovation, customer satisfaction, and really creative, productive teams. We talked about our Diversity, Equality and Inclusion Council being newly formed. Michael, can you give us some insight into what this group is doing?
Yep, absolutely. So this group represents a broad range of employees across race, ethnicity, LGBTQ, disability, location, background, and experience. And together, this group will be a driving force in our continued commitment to fostering a workplace where everyone can connect, belong, and grow. So the Council will foster change, support the implementation of our DEI plan, provide governance and oversight on our diversity efforts, and keep the organisation updated on progress. So this year, we've selected 4 priority areas to focus on, and these are race and ethnicity, gender, LGBTQ+, and disability. So as a group, we're currently putting together an initiative called 8 Weeks of Action, where we will dedicate 2 weeks to each focus area with the intent of raising awareness and promoting discussion. So watch this space.
I know it's going to be really interesting. Now, you mentioned earlier that you're vice chair for Pride at LIT. Can you just share a little bit about how we get started with Pride at LIT?
Yep, absolutely. So Pride at LIT officially launched back in February 2020. And I guess one of the things to call out is that we formed organically as a group. This was not a company mandated initiative. So we had participated in Belfast Pride and we had attended some Working with Pride events for a few years prior, but really we felt that we could be doing more. So we kind of proposed the idea to leadership and were welcomed with open arms, immediately given the green light to form an official committee. So we held our launch event back in person in February 2020, and then we were immediately plunged into lockdown.
I know. Obviously, like the past year and a half, it's been challenging for everyone. But how did you sustain the momentum and keep Pride at LIT going through that time?
Yeah, absolutely. So as I'm sure you know, Belfast Pride didn't go ahead as planned this year, and so we really had to get creative. We still wanted to mark the occasion and raise some money for our fantastic LGBTQ plus charities. So we came up with our own initiative called Walk with Pride. And really, we asked employees to wear the rainbow and walk a mile in support of the LGBTQ plus community anytime, any day in August. Even though we couldn't get together in person, we still wanted to evoke the feeling of togetherness and really generate a collective buzz of the initiative across social media.
And I participated in that and certainly managed to do that. But can you give a flavour of some of the events held by Pride at LIT that are helping educate and inspire others in LIT?
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess our flagship initiative this year has really been our Certified Ally Training Program. And just to give some context, this is an in-house training program that we developed in partnership with Stonewall. And it covers topics such as allyship, LGBTQ plus education, and LGBTQ plus history, all with a local Belfast and Dublin focus. And once complete, attendees become certified and they can show off their new certified status via a Pride at LIT laptop sticker or by attending or by adding the certified badge to their email signature. And to date, we've had over 100 employees complete the training and feedback and engagement has been overwhelmingly positive. Another poignant event from this year was our Gender by Choice event, which helped to raise awareness and increase visibility of the transgender community. So we held a live Q&A session with Aditya Kumar, who is a proud transgender male working on gender empowerment to ensure a better future for the transgender community in India. And really, as a group, we felt it was important to bring the transgender community into focus this year, as transgender is a term that maybe we're familiar with, but one that we don't know a lot about. And this actually includes members of the Pride at LIT group. So we were keen to open the conversation and educate attendees, and this is exactly what we did.
That's brilliant. And before we move on to Women in Tech and other important ERG, can you give us a sneak peek of any upcoming Pride at LIT initiatives?
Yep, sure. So right now we're actually putting the finishing touches to a global initiative called World Pride. And this is a video that will be communicated globally to inspire and educate employees about the LGBTQ plus community. And really, at a global level, we have LGBTQ plus representation in pockets, you know, in the US, the UK, Ireland, Brazil, but many locations, however, have no representation or concept of a Pride committee. And the kind of overarching intent of World Pride is to let folks know that at Liberty Mutual, regardless of location, it's okay to be your full LGBTQ plus self at work. So I'm really excited for folks to engage with this one. The concept is really fun, and I know you're going to love it.
I can't wait. But let's turn our attention to women in tech. No, so we know Northern Ireland it has an underrepresentation of women working in STEM, and at Liberty IT we've been working really hard to address this issue and encourage female applications for entry-level roles and above, as well as developing our talented female engineers. And you know, this has been a really exciting year for us. Great Place to Work UK just released its Best Workplaces for Women 2021 listing. Liberty IT came an incredible third in that category in the UK. So it's amazing achievements, and we are so proud of it. But Michael, talk to us a little bit and share what we did to achieve that.
Yeah, sure. So you're absolutely right. It's our first time being placed in this award. So it really is a great reflection of LIT as a workplace for everyone. So to kind of get there, we introduced a number of initiatives, including a female-only scholarship, female representation on all interview panels and recruitment centres, mentoring circles to help give female engineers at all levels the tools to realise and achieve their goals and aspirations. And we have lots of exciting things to come in the weeks and months ahead, which will further reinforce our dedication to gender equality. And just to kind of talk a bit about the award. So for this award, Great Place to Work focused on what women themselves reported about their workplace experience. And they found that even during the toughest of times of the pandemic, female employees at best workplaces had a positive overall experience at work, shining a spotlight on the organizations who, while navigating a global health crisis, addressed gender equality issues and remained committed to building a better future for women at work.
Yeah, indeed. Like our Women in Tech group plays such an important role, ensuring that we attract, retain, and develop women in LIT. Like, and we've run events in the last few years that aimed at empowering, supporting, and inspiring women. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yep, sure. So as you said, over the past few years, Women in Tech have run a number of impactful and informative sessions. And actually, one of the very first Women in Tech events that I ever attended was a screening of the Netflix documentary entitled Debugging the Gender Gap. And that was really insightful for me. It's a film that focuses on the lack of women and minority groups in the field of software engineering. And really the intent is to inspire young girls to pursue careers in computer science. International Women's Day is held on the 8th of March each year. And this year the theme was Choose to Challenge. And to celebrate here at LIT, the Women in Tech group held a panel discussion with some of our female architects and solutions engineers. And our panelists shared their career journeys, current roles, and so much more. And as this was a live session, there was an opportunity for Q&A from participants during the session. And finally, just to touch on, so just before lockdown hit, some of the Women in Tech group got the opportunity to attend the first ever Grace Hopper local conference in Dublin. And for those who don't know, Grace Hopper is an annual tech conference which connects thousands of women in tech globally. And really, at this conference, there was recognition that Ireland has led the way in terms of punching above its weight in the tech industry for such a small island. So why not punch for diversity too? Google and Microsoft Ireland are both currently being led by strong females. Let's make this the norm rather than the exception.
Absolutely, absolutely. So great stories to share. But so I mentioned at the start that I'm an exec level sponsor for Pride at LIT, but we have exec level sponsorship for all our employee resource groups. And we see this as a really important role. Like as leaders, we have a broad reach and can help our resource groups break down organizational barriers, so we can raise visibility of the ARGs within and outside the organization and be role models for allyship. Like we can help highlight the challenge and issues our ERGs are trying to address and show how everyone has a part to play advocating for a fair and just experience for everyone else. And we can help either by being a member of an ERG or an ally of an ERG. So, I said it earlier and I'll just finish, DEI is core within Liberty IT's culture.